There you go. We're live now. So
You know what's lovely?
yes. What is lovely?
There was a time where we were only doing audio episodes,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of sorta kayfabed the weed.
Yeah.
Like it was always happening, but sometimes I would make a joke about how I'm coughing for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada,
Yes.
and in Las Vegas, Nevada, weed is legal. And not only is weed legal, but it's like an industry. It's not just legal. Like people are really earning and people are innovating. And right this second,
Mm-hmm.
there's some innovators involved in our viewing situation. We have a viewing party,
Oh yeah.
and we have a visitor. So shout out to Jimmy Jam from Originals, and he's one of the people that grows the weed. That is the weed that is Mike Tyson's weed, Tyson's Ranch.
Oh wow.
So check that out. Look that up if you're a weed connoisseur. I highly recommend the gelato, and I highly recommend the King Louis. And Anthony,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a very happy, relaxed state. Like I have I've had a wonderful start to the weekend,
That's always good.
and it's been good on every possible level. Tell me what's going on in the ATX. How is motherfucking Austin, Texas?
Well, I came in there and I stuck it in. They told me two people showed up in my division, but I stuck it in them.
Stuck it in.
Stuck it in both of them. I looked at them and
Woo.
I almost
Wait.
literally.
Let's
So
give full context.
I had a jiu-jitsu tournament today. I will say this.
Yes.
I basically just did. The ability I have in my brain is that I can basically steal other people's personalities and then choose to become them for a short period of time. So for about 10 minutes, I was Darren. And then for actually no, it was longer than 10 minutes. For about like maybe 3 hours, I was Darren. So
Holy shit.
for 3 hours, I was Darren.
That's horrible for you. I'm sorry.
So basically,
You
what I
probably
did.
lost a year of your life.
Basically, what I did was I repeated your mother's mantra. Basically, what I did was, which is like, no one can beat me except me. The best me that can beat me is me. Nobody else can beat me.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting them. I'm fighting me.
Yeah.
So I repeated that, and then I walked up and I said, "Hey, I'm Anthony Mervo. I'm gonna win this division," and
Yeah.
then I won the division. And then I had to, and then when I was there was a friend of mine, or not even a friend, a person I met like Friday at an open mat at the Gracie Muay in Austin. And I was like, oh, I'm going to this tournament. And he's like, so am I. And his friend was supposed to be there to coach him, but things didn't work out for his friend being there. So he said, hey, can you come coach me? So I walked over, I did like a little movie entrance. I ran, I kicked one flip flop off. I slid underneath the little like ropes that they had to stop people from coming in. And then I
Yeah.
got to my chair and started shouting like, hey, you're super sexy right now. Like, you're looking really good. Don't let this guy touch you. Be super demonstrative. Once you get the grips, don't let him ever touch you again. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to put his hands on you that way.
Yeah.
Be aggressive when you pass the guard. Let him know that you're here. And he did he could actually hear me. Like, I know what you mean now when people can hear you.
Yeah.
He
And
heard me.
everybody can hear you.
He heard me. He heard me to a T. He started moving. He started going, and he did well for this. I don't know your name, but shout out to Justin, the European with the beautiful light skinned girlfriend, Gracie Moita. He did amazing for his first tournament ever. Even though he puked after his first match, he got second place. He almost won first if he had like 10 more seconds and a little less puke coming out of him, but
A little less.
a little less puke. But it is what it is. For your first
Cool.
tournament ever, it's amazing.
That's awesome. It's cool that you had that interaction.
Yeah.
That's really dope. Like, coaching strangers is something that, like, I kind of like, that's one of the ways I spread my name in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes when, like, random people come to visit the academy, or, like, when I had one,
Mm-hmm.
it was because of those kinds of interactions. Like, I randomly coached you. Like the homie Knox and his dad.
Yeah.
One day, I saw that kid there, and I saw him trying hard, and nobody was helping him. And I was like, can I help you? And he was like, yeah. Now we're friends.
That's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
It's shit like that. Like, I just want people to have those interactions, because those interactions change everybody.
Yeah. No, it's I suggest that anybody who feels comfortable with just saying a few encouraging words in that chair should do it, because it doesn't take much to make their day feel better. If all you have to do is just say, "Hey, here's the time," and you're doing really good out there, that's all they need to hear.
Yep. Here's how much time is left. Here's the current score. Keep going. You're doing fine.
Yeah. Like it was pretty funny. Like I was saying some stuff where people were just looking at me in the crowd, like who is this guy? Why is he saying? Why is he talking so loud?
Yeah, that's the other
3,
thing.
3, 2.
These motherfuckers get in the corner and they whisper because they're ashamed to talk. They're afraid of sounding stupid. They're afraid of being wrong.
Yeah.
And so they speak in a manner that is far too timid for the situation. Like somebody who is not a professional, right? Somebody who is a hobbyist is now putting themselves in a position of serious discomfort, emotionally and physically. So you've got to be there for them like they're a child in their very first like attempt at riding a bike.
Right.
Like, it's not that this is a big deal. It's just the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, you're going to let go of that seat and they're going to take those first few pedals on their own and their eyes are going to light up and they're going to be terrified and excited. And like, that's what's crazy. It's like, if you're coaching a professional, you don't have to be as emotional most of the time.
Right.
But when you're coaching a regular person, they're on a crazy adventure right now. And if you act like it's not a crazy adventure, or you're easily disappointed when things go wrong for them on that adventure, like if you're the kind of coach that's going to be like, oh, why'd you do that? Well, motherfucker, they're going through a million things. This isn't even what they do. They're a fucking bank teller. And once a month, they put on some courage and decide to pretend to be a superhero and try to fight for their dream of being on top of a podium somewhere in a high school gymnasium that no one's going to remember. It's stupid and it's amazing.
Yep.
It's both at the same fucking time. And so you have to really be there for these motherfuckers. And if you're not, then maybe you need a new line of work.
I agree. I'd be willing to take your job.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it's not hard. It really isn't. Once you understand basic stuff, it's not hard to be there for
No,
somebody.
it's easy to take their job
Yeah.
because they don't even want to do their job. Bunch of lazy cash checking cunts out here, man.
Yep.
Like, they want to talk about how many students they have, but they don't want to teach them. They don't want to be there in the trenches with them either on a Saturday. They feel inconvenienced. They show up in all their fucking clothes with a jacket on and shit, and they kind of walk around the side of the mat and get disappointed when you don't get the guard pass.
Yeah.
Oh. Why'd you let him?
Yeah.
Why'd you let him?
Why'd you let him? My friend, why you let him?
Because you didn't coach me better, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That's why. That's why I fucking let him. So, Anthony.
Daron.
I'm super happy that you had a good tournament.
Yeah.
That you got that gold medal.
Yeah.
And that you assisted a stranger, a near stranger.
Yeah.
In his attempt to be adventurous and to try some new shit and be wild.
Yeah.
I tried some new shit yesterday.
Oh, yeah? What'd you try? Kratom?
Public. Kratom. You suck my dick. I have no interest in Kratom because the only painkiller that interests me really is alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know how to control it in like in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like I'm familiar is what I mean by I know how to control it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right now, these days, I am demonstrating a great deal of control over alcohol because I'm not drinking it.
Yeah.
It is what? The 11th? The 12th?
The 12th.
So we've gone 12 days.
Almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks on Monday.
Nearly 2 weeks without a sip of Ackett Howe. And I don't make any like weirdness about this. Like I would consider myself to have some level of a drinking problem, if not to be a full-blown alcoholic.
Oh, for sure.
Like I think that.
Oh no, the world
So,
thinks
like,
that.
Yeah, so like I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's what the world thinks.
I'm not under any delusions that like I'm like, oh no, not me. I don't understand what a problem is.
Right.
What problem?
I have no problems. Okay, say I don't have a problem. I just drink like 2 doubles.
But this isn't like now I'm gonna be sober. But it's not that I'm not. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just not gonna put any pressure on it. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally doing that fucking AA shit. Not the steps, but the idea that it's just one day at a time. Like I'm just gonna do the sober thing. I'm gonna keep doing it until the fight, and then after that, we'll see how I feel.
Yeah. No, that's dope. That's a good thing.
I will tell you this. I do think weed is enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. Like it doesn't take anything from me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. There's no time. There's
Like
no
alcohol takes something from me.
Yeah.
Alcohol takes time from me. It takes my fucking
energy.
feelings away, my energy. Like, yeah,
Alcohol's a selfish bitch.
it is. It's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of glad that I'm not drinking. And yeah, so I was in public last night multiple times, and I had a wonderful time.
Oh, it's crazy, right?
And I didn't even notice that like I wasn't anxious until the middle of the night. So on my way back from what was it, Friday? It was Friday. So I guess I taught or something. Or maybe I worked. I worked at Extreme.
Yeah. It worked.
I worked at Extreme for a few hours behind the desk. And then I get a text message on my way home that's like, hey, SmackDown's in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's some tickets. You know, and I'm like, what? Tickets for SmackDown? I didn't know anything about SmackDown. I ain't know nothing about no tickets. But then I was like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to T-Mobile Arena. And I'm gonna go by myself, baby. And then my friends are like, oh, we're inside. And I'm like, you know what? I've got these 2 extra tickets and I'm on the floor in the front row. I don't want to experience that with strangers or by myself with no one next to me. So I'm going to meet you in the lobby, give you the 2 tickets, then all 3 of us will go down to the floor.
Yeah.
And we'll enjoy ourselves. And I had to kick 2 people out of the seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did it in a very nice, polite way. I said hello. I wasn't like, these are our seats. Fuck you doing? You want to die?
Hey, guys. Okay. Oh, no.
I'll burn your shit down.
The fire.
You can get fucked up out here. There were no threats. And they just moved to another section of the front row because we were in a section that was off camera, kind of.
Yeah.
Except for at the very end. At the very end of SmackDown, you can definitely see me, but whatever. It doesn't matter.
So
except for it totally does.
It does.
It was me and Bailey.
Oh, yeah?
Bailey turned heel.
Oh.
Bailey's a bad bitch now.
Oh.
She was like, bitches, listen, bitches. She used to just like hug little kids and run around with a pony. She had a side ponytail like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
You know those little like wavy guys that come out at car dealerships?
Yeah. The wacky waving.
She had those wavy guys that, what are they called?
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man.
Wow.
Yeah.
She had those wacky ass cunts doing their fucking gimmick every week. Then she came out and destroyed those things. She hacked them to pieces.
Oh.
And her hair's short and black. She is wearing some new colors that are also AEW's colors, but we'll digress from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wins the title from Charlotte Flair, grabs the mic, and is like, bitches, screw all of you, and throws the fucking mic down and leaves.
That's funny.
You can't even really say bitches like that. Like, you can't even really do that.
But she did it.
But she did it.
Yeah.
So Bailey out here, and me and Bailey were together on camera because we are together.
Yeah.
Because Bailey was talking like I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
She was all about you.
Let it be known. Let it be known. I look around everywhere and just see a bunch of people in my light. And they're only in my light because I haven't done enough work to prove that that's my light.
Right.
See, in another place, in another time zone, I did enough work that people understood that that was my light. And then other dudes started coming up and started challenging for that light. Respect. Before I beat the fuck out of those dudes, I did leave town. So it looks like on a lot of scorecards that I lost. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Because, no, you can argue it because you can argue.
Yeah.
You can talk about shit. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So cool. Respect. I'm not done with that city. I'm not done with my home, which is why the flag hangs above my bed. I will not forget. That's why it is inside my goddamn skin. I will not forget. I will come back and I will take that city from those who think it belonged to them. But for now, For now, I want to build a better, stronger, more capable murdering machine that is me, and take Las Vegas, and take it. And there are people that seem to be helping me take it.
Yeah.
And I don't care how it sounds. I don't care who believes. Because I have boots on the ground here. And when I see those other people, I ask them, hey, what do you think about the scene here? Hey, what do you think about what we're up against? Like as fucking workers. Not as athletes or like what's my athlete up against? No. Like, what are we up against? People that are trying to do the same thing that I'm trying to do.
Right.
What are we up against? And I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I'm like, I swear to God, I don't think it's all that much.
Yeah. It's a small battle.
And he's like, I see what you see. And then I ask another motherfucker, and they see what I see. So I don't mean this. I'm not. It's not to be offensive. What I'm saying is I didn't think there'd be room for me, and now I feel like not only is there a room for me, there's room for me and all my friends.
Yeah.
And so I want what's mine. And the only way to take what's yours is to fucking create it, to make it into yours. And so I'm doing what I have to do. I don't even like what I have to do. You think I like saying okay to training with Henry multiple times a week? Did I tell you this?
No, you didn't tell me this, but I would think.
Oh, yeah, there's a new development. I have a coach now.
Oh. Oh.
So I trained with Henry Akins, who's known, famous would be an overstatement, you know?
Yeah.
Famous is something that fucking marks say about things that like they don't understand.
He's well known.
Fucking, he is known in a certain circle for being Hickson's fastest black belt and for running Hickson school for a long time.
Yeah.
And he has an online following and a Mind Blown group. And then he has a lot of places where he does seminars all over the world.
Yeah.
And I think he's the best. Of all the people that I've touched, his technique is the best. It's the techniques that have impressed me the most. So that's the style of jiu-jitsu that I'm most interested in learning. And he's interested in beating the fuck out of me multiple times a week. Is what it comes down to.
That's so funny.
As he like rehabs his knee and like gets into shape, he wants to beat the fuck out of me. And I was like, look, if I'm going to have you beating the fuck out of me, and I have access to the UFC PI and Extreme Couture, and there's people in these entities that want to see me grow and help me. There's people at the Krav Maga school that want to see me grow and help me in a number of different ways.
Yes.
Right? There's all these people that want to support me. Obviously, Jessica I is here to support me as I am here to support her. Casey is here to support me as I am here to support him. So I have all this fucking support. It would be fucking insulting for me not to do something like absolutely spectacular with it.
Yeah.
Truly spectacular with it. So instead of, and I'm looking at Henry and I'm like, instead of you just being my homeboy, how about you're my fucking coach now?
Yeah.
Because that's what the session really was. It was we roll a little bit and him being like, hey, man, fuck you do this for, fuck you do that for. Yeah. That was good. Fuck you do this for. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So essentially you're coaching me as we have these sessions.
Right.
So you're my coach now. You're not just my fucking friend anymore.
Yeah.
Like, besides, I have lots of friends. And I haven't had a coach since I was like a blue belt.
Yeah.
And I could use one now. And the working out with a plan and a goal in mind, because Abu Dhabi will be in Vegas in 2021.
It will be. And slowly, we're building a small party that wants to come to Vegas. I'm just like organizing it.
I want to give them somebody to watch.
Yeah.
Instead of somebody to hang out with.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm not fucking around. Like that's what I'm on. And like what I like about that goal is it's extraordinarily lofty. It's not like I'd like to lose 5 pounds.
That's super easy. Don't drink water like my dad says.
I want to compete at the biggest event on the biggest stage against the best fucking guys and see what's really good. Like see what's really good. Not like what I would do right now. But like, what if I put those fucking days together? What happens then? Does shit get weird?
Right.
How good could we be? How good could we be? And instead of being a coward and just wondering, put myself to the fire. Give myself the best guy. give myself real challenges, and then see what happens.
Right.
Like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then regardless of what happens, I will come out of that fire a killer, a monster.
Yeah.
Because it'll take a monster to be worthy of even trying to do it. And guess what? There's no monsters back home.
Nope.
None of them are monsters. There's well-intended people who try hard. That's at their best. None of them are monsters. So I'm going to become a monster, and then we'll see what happens then.
Yes. My thing is this. Is that we.
Even if they wanted to, they just don't have, like, you're outgunned.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to. Like, you're outgunned.
Yeah.
So, like, unless I underperform, can't fuck with me. And it's been my choice to underperform for a long time. And that gives you the illusion that you can fuck with me, but you can't.
Yeah.
And in your heart, you know it. In your heart, you know it.
Yeah. This is the plan. We have 2 stages of this. I hope that I don't see you at ADCC. I hope I'm not sitting next to you at ADCC. There's only 2 ways it should work. Either you're a competitor or you're a commentator. I'd prefer not to see your face until after.
Yeah, but I'll see you that weekend.
I wouldn't. Yeah, well, yeah. After
Like, we'll still hang out, but yes, during the event, I don't want to be fucking with anybody. Like,
no,
I want to be collecting a check.
No, yeah, I don't. Yeah. I want to see you make money. My thing is, I don't want to see you even the week before. I don't want to see you at all. I don't want anybody that I know seeing you at all.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, no, because I know you, and you don't need to be seeing those people until afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I'm controlling the watch party, and I'm taking them somewhere far away, and like, hey, you should go hit up Darren. Hey, you should go kill yourself. Don't do that. If you're really Darren's friend, how about you don't reach out to him until that Monday or Sunday night?
Oh yeah, reach out. You could do that. Or have you thought about perhaps taking your own life?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
You see the second story? Just jump off of there. That's a better option for you.
Have you thought about
killing yourself? Oh, you should definitely do that. Suicide's a great thing, especially during Suicide Prevention Month. Do it.
No. I make suicide jokes because I'm a bad person and because I deal with the aftermath of multiple suicide by, like, a lot of my close friends have killed themselves. People that I love, like my ex-girlfriend, like a lot of loss in my life is about that choice. And so I make jokes to deal with that choice. That's how I deal with that, and that is also my choice.
Right.
But don't make any mistake that I take that lightly. I don't take it lightly. I take it so heavily that my only response is to make jokes about it because it truly hurts me too deeply to just, like, let it sit and do nothing with it.
I agree. So for a lot of you out there, don't kill yourself. But for some of you, definitely think about it.
Yeah, don't kill yourself if you want to kill yourself. Yeah. If you think you're the shit,
definitely
you should probably kill yourself.
That's
the best.
Yes.
If you're like, man, I've really been thinking about it, don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
But if you think you're the best ever, yeah.
Like, hold on. Like, I love you. But if you're like, I'm the best ever, you should probably just kill yourself. Like, just.
I went to the doctor.
Because what if you're right? Yeah. You don't want to let the decline happen.
Right. It's like, yeah, I went to the doctor today. He told me I got a disease. He said I'm too sick with it. So, yeah.
Yeah, like that guy.
That guy.
Put a gun in your mouth. And let the bullet does what bullets do.
Yeah.
Let that bullet do what it do.
Speaking of putting guns in your mouth, I always thought that I had a dream that there was like a Fight Club Part 2. And it's like somehow I wish the Fight Club movie was a little bit more magical, so that somehow, like, when that bullet, like, shot Brad Pitt in the head in Part 2.
No.
What?
Okay, all right, go ahead, keep talking.
All right, fine.
Yes.
So that somehow in Part 2, it's like he comes back. You see the trailer and you see him, back, but you see him having the same cheek hole as the main character does, the same bullet wound as the main character does, and you hear like Eric Paulson, or whatever that dude's name is. Like, that's the Robert Paulson. You hear that chant going on.
Eric Paulson is a famous grappler.
Oh, Robert Paulson. That's the trailer. Like, you just see like dark lights and people chanting, and Robert Paulson.
Are they making some kind of sequel?
No, that's what was a dream I had in my head.
Okay, it was only a dream.
Yeah, that's how I would do it. I would have it be all dark and grungy.
Or it was all a dream.
It was all
Somebody
a dream.
might say.
Like Martin Luther King. But oh yeah. Oh, no more king of the mat for Gordon Ryan, so he's completely off.
What?
Yeah, he's out. I don't know what I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the eye infection that's going on, or what. But he's out. Seminars are canceled.
He's got an eye infection.
It's like that serious pink eye infection where like you could lose your eye.
Mm,
I'm thinking
yeah.
because everybody at their camp had something like that, and so like even like JT got it from JT got it from somebody from their camp too supposedly. There's a lot of rumors
Look,
speculating
man,
about that stuff.
I saw on Instagram Seth Daniels, who is famous for putting together the Fight to Win promotion and for putting on this year's Abu Dhabi, saying on Instagram how like, yo, we're checking your skin and we're checking your eyes from here on out.
Yeah.
Like, we got to check your skin. We got to keep everybody healthy, and you're responsible for coming in there with some shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. And then somebody on the thread was like, "Yeah, well, are you gonna be testing for fucking steroids?" And he was like, "Fuck no, like absolutely not. I hope they come in juiced to the fucking tits." Like,
There you
I
go.
was like, "Wow, this guy is kind of
I
amazing."
told you he doesn't care.
Like, no, he just openly said, "Please come to my thing juiced up."
Yeah.
So, I'll be doing some research and seeing a doctor sometime in 2021.
Yeah.
But not anytime soon.
There you go.
Not anytime soon. There's no reason to do the gear right now.
No.
There's a lot of work to do. But look, as the time draws,
Hey,
we
yeah.
might have to get vascular as fuck to kill these guys. You know.
Yeah. I'll
It
definitely
might take that.
I'll definitely only be hanging out with you in short periods of time because I don't want to deal with you when you're angry. So when you're on the gear.
Well, I get little waves of it. Like let's go full disclosure. Like I like to indulge in dick pills, and so let's go full disclosure on that. If we haven't been clear, I enjoy those, and I think a lot of them have just like steroids in them.
Yes.
And so sometimes on the first day of the ones that work for multiple days, I feel that like hair trigger
Mm-hmm.
and that like natural sense of aggression, like where I'll like someone will say something to me and I'll just challenge them on it right away without even thinking about it. Like where normally I wouldn't care about being right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're
Like
saying.
they'll be like, oh yeah, like that starts at 12:30, and I'm like, actually it's 12:05. It starts at 12:05. It's always started at 12:05. That's a hallmark of how they do things. Like I'll talk like that to them over nothing. Like just like no, that's not. You're wrong. Like
You're wrong.
like it's super important to me.
Sorry, you're
Like
wrong.
it's super important.
Double full.
Sorry, dude. It's just the steroids.
Double full disclosure. Did you know they have honey packets with them in them now, according to Spaceman?
Yeah. Okay. So the same source
Yes.
was like, "Yo, you gotta try this," and I'm like, "I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen this product. I would love to try this product.
Yes.
I might go looking for that product tonight
There you go.
just to do it." Well, all right. So there's something I want to do with my evening.
Uh-oh.
So yesterday I saw pro wrestling.
Yes.
I also saw a Vegas show called Opium, which I highly recommend everyone go see. It's literally the most entertaining thing I've seen in a couple of years. It was fantastic. It's called Opium. Go see it. I'm not telling you anything else about it. It's just fantastic. There's also indie wrestling tonight. And front row tickets are $27 and second row tickets are $22. And I feel like a $22 ticket can make me a very happy young man tonight.
There you go.
And I think I'm going to do that. And that starts at 7. And there's a UFC going on right now.
Right.
So I just feel like there's so much socialness going on. And I'm not usually this social. But I would say that I'm enjoying it, Anthony.
It sounds like you are.
Maybe I'm changing.
You are. You're growing up.
Like I was walking to my fucking Uber coming out of the T-Mobile Arena last night.
Yeah.
Or yesterday afternoon, really. It was just starting to get dark. And as I'm walking, I'm like, normally I would have some level of anxiety right now.
Right.
I would have some level of like, I don't want to fucking be around these motherfuckers. Like, but I was just walking and I was happy and I was talking to strangers and smiling at them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to the fucking Vegas show.
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't talked about this. So, all right, last night, and I'll talk about this on the podcast because our podcast is a very small viewership and listenership, and I don't think this is gonna like go viral or anything.
Okay.
So I'll tell you exactly what the fuck happened last night.
All right.
So last night,
Yeah.
I'm coming down the escalator, coming out of Opium, the show I saw last night,
Right.
with my homegirl who is Casey's woman.
Yeah.
Right. I took her to a show. And as I'm at the top of the escalator, I can't help but notice Tyson Fury's giant body at the bottom of that escalator.
Whoa.
He's not wearing a shirt, but he has a suit jacket on, and the suit jacket and the pants match and have like a crazy pattern on them.
All right.
And he's just like kind of moving around like in front of this lady
Yeah.
who is in my Instagram story,
Yeah.
who I would describe as a larger, prettier Serena Williams.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like jacked, beautiful black lady.
All right.
Right? Now, I don't know what's being said, but I do know that he looks like he's fully engaged.
Yeah.
And as much as I want to talk to him,
Mhm.
and I want to talk to him
Right.
because he just got involved in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He's already the heavyweight champion of the world. And I'm a fan. And then I also knew that I could talk to him without completely fanning out and being weird.
Right.
I could have just spoken to him. But
Mm.
you're a giant alpha male who I'm not saying necessarily that he was like telling someone he's going to take her home. But that's what it looked like from where I was standing.
Right.
And I don't know if he's supposed to be sober or not,
Yeah.
but he had drinks in his hand. Not
Jeez.
one, drinks in his
Jesus.
hand. So I'm not going to get in a bull's way when a bull's trying to get his dick wet, potentially, right?
Right.
So I'm like, I'm going to walk around the bull. But I'm looking at him and I'm like, I can't fucking believe this is happening. And so I move past him.
Yeah.
Turns out we go the wrong direction and we have to turn back around and we're going past the same area where Tyson was before. And I'm like, I wonder if I'm going to see him again. And I didn't. So I was like, fuck it, it's over. So now I'm just focused on getting into an Uber, which seems to be an ordeal.
Right.
It's difficult to even find the spot to get to the Uber. And then it says it's like a 10-minute wait, which seems like a lot of time at the time to me. Because I'm used to 3-minute waits, 2-minute waits.
Yeah.
I'm like, 10 minutes? What the fuck? That means it's probably going to be an hour. There's going to be a line. This is fucking bullshit. But I don't voice any of this.
Right.
Because I'm already having a really good time. But I'm thinking this, right? But my anxiety is so low that it's not even bothering me.
Right.
It's just a thought in my head like, oh, man, I'm going to have to wait a long time. But who cares? I'll talk on my phone. I'll fucking talk to Angela. I'll talk to these pretty strangers. Everything will be fine. Then I look across the way, and there's the beautiful lady that Tyson Fury was talking to.
Right.
And I'm like, Angela, that's the lady that Tyson was talking to. Do you agree? And she's like, that's definitely her. And I'm like, should I talk to her? Like, I want to know what he said.
Right.
Like, I want to know what happened. Like, I'm not a reporter.
Right. But she's
I'm not
curious.
TMZ.
Curious.
I'm not going to cash this in for money. I want to know what Tyson Fury said to this lady, to this Serena lookalike.
Yeah.
Who is, look at my story, she's way prettier than Serena. I'm just saying, Amazon black lady,
Ah.
right?
Yum.
And, dude, I mean, she's
Yum.
beautiful.
Yum.
Beautiful.
I'll say it again.
But
Yum.
Amazonian as fuck.
Yum.
And so, normally I don't walk over to strangers, especially giant, beautiful women, especially black women.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm going in. So I walk over across the street. And at first I kind of stand there and just kind of try to gauge her vibe. And she was engaging other people around her. So I turn and I go, excuse me. Hi. Were you talking to Tyson Fury? Was that you? And she was like, yeah, a giant man named Tyson was singing to me and trying to get me to go home. And I was like, no, I'm here with my friends. Like, and I was like, oh, a giant man named Tyson. You're not aware of who that guy was, right? Like, you don't know what he does for a living. And she's like, no. And I'm like, he's the champion of the free world. He's the heavyweight boxing champion.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he's like the guy? And I was like, yeah, you could argue he's the guy. You could also argue that Deontay Wilder's the guy. That's why they fight all the time, right?
Right.
But you could argue that he's the guy. Yes. So, like, and she's like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like, no, I was just here to hang out with my friends and whatever. And I was like, well, what did he say to you?
Yeah.
Like, what was he saying? And she was like, actually, it was more like he was just singing to me. He sang Boys to Men to me. And I was like, what? And I was like, what song? And then she was like, it wasn't End of the Road. And I was like, well, what song was it? And she's like, it's, you know it. Everyone knows it. And I was like, was it I'll Make Love to You? And she was like, yes. And I was like, how much of it did he sing? And she's like, the whole song.
That's amazing.
So he stood in the lobby of the Cosmopolitan and fucking at the bottom of a fucking escalator with hundreds of people traveling on either side with drinks in hand, no shirt, suit jacket buttoned up in front of an Amazon singing I'll Make Love to You for multiple minutes.
That's amazing. I like it.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Good for
that
you.
happened in real life.
Good for you, Tyson.
And the lady was generous to tell the story, and she wasn't insulting when she referred to him in any way. It was just a funny moment.
Right.
I can't believe I didn't tell you that.
No, that's amazing. That's actually really funny.
But yeah, if you're curious about what that lady looks like or whether or not I'm just making this up, you can go ahead and look at my Instagram story.
Oh, I
did not take any video footage of Tyson because I didn't know what his status was in terms of like whether people think that he's drinking or not drinking or if that matters to anybody. And I didn't want, I just didn't want to have like, I wasn't trying to star fuck or try to come up and clout, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, here's the scoop, I got the scoop. I just thought it was funny, and I was genuinely curious as to what the fuck did he say to
That's
you?
funny.
Like, what was he saying?
That's really funny.
Apparently, he didn't say much. He was singing.
Sangin' and slanging. Slanging drinks and sangin'.
So, yeah. That was my evening. And tonight might be another evening of professional wrestling.
There you go.
And I think that's the best way for me to spend my night. Like, it starts at 7.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like a 2-hour show. I'll be home nice and early. I can like watch a movie or something and go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds fun.
That's always good. So I'll give you one piece of news, not even weird news, and then we can go.
Give me the news.
Apparently, Kane is going to fight Brock Lesnar in WWE.
Oh, all right. So let's give the full news then, because this is why Tyson Fury was even in town. So they announced that at Crown Jewel, which is a WWE event, overseas, because they like to leave it vague. We'll talk about that for a second too.
Okay.
So they'll say at WWE Crown Jewel, only available on the WWE Network, Tyson Fury will face Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar will face Cain Velasquez, and it'll be Brock versus Cain 2, because the last time they fought, Cain beat the fuck out of him in the UFC.
Yeah.
When I was at SmackDown last night, Cain Velasquez walked out while Brock was giving his speech with Paul Heyman.
Right.
And they were like, here's some footage of you getting your ass whooped by fucking Cain Velasquez, Brock. What to do? What you gonna do about that shit? And we're gonna go to Saudi Arabia and do it all over again.
Jeez.
But of course, they're gonna do it for fake.
Yeah.
Right? So it isn't Brock versus Cain 2. It's a new thing. It's a performance. This is number 1 of the performance that is that fight, which might be fucking awesome. I hope it is. I would be surprised if it's not the driveling shits. Like, it should. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope it's great. But I think it's funny that the WWE doesn't like to say where this event takes place. And it's because when they first signed the deal, and like right before that event took place, the first event in Saudi Arabia, the first Crown Jewel, was right when that journalist got murdered, and they covered it up.
Yeah.
And they got caught covering it up, and the WWE was like having pressure put on them to pull out from like social media groups and maybe even a few sponsors. And they were like, fuck you, they just paid us hundreds of millions of dollars. We're showing up.
Yep.
And so now they don't say like Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. They just say WWE Crown Jewel available on the network.
Yeah,
like,
which is smart.
it is somewhere random that nobody knows. It's in a mystical land called the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in Saudi Arabia because they don't give a fuck as long as you can CTC. And what is CTC, people? It's cut the check. And I don't think that that's necessarily the wrong way to look at it. Because the more I think about it, At the end of the day, it's how much money can you draw. That matters. Because that's going to give you the ability to put your friends on. That's going to give you the ability to do all the things you want to do. It's calories. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to put my friends on.
Yeah.
Anthony,
Deron.
it's good talking to you. I'm glad you won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Continuing the fucking legacy of smashing motherfuckers
Yes.
and smashing down coaches who think that they're better than us.
Yes.
Go fuck yourselves. You're a complacent black belt and no one cares about you.
Yes.
And no one ever will.
Exactly.
Goodbye, Internet. XOXO.
Peace.